first game of the knockout series, but the 500th game of MSC. This is Aurora going up against Team Liquid. How you feeling, Mirko?
Hey, feeling great here. Trex again getting to cast with you. It's been a while since we've casted together. It's great that we get a chance to, again, cast the 500th game at MSC all the way from the start in 2017. Early aggression. It's going to be a shot down, first blood to Rosa.
Already 30 seconds in, 40 seconds in. And we were already talking about the mid-lane clash. JP taking a bit of damage, should be okay, but the mid-lane clash is already there right now.
Really comes down to the mid-prio, dude. Like, when you have Kimmy, when you pick up Kimmy, it's already kind of guaranteed mid-prio. You add in the Kalea, that KK combo is a bit too much to handle, especially considering Liquid don't really have the best of clears and trades early on with the Juicin and Gatot. They kind of have to just play for the turtles, neutral objectives, play with that utility later on to set up for the carries in XP, and Carl in the jungle.
Yeah, I mean, taking a look at the mid from Aurora Gaming with these emblems, we've got Wilderness Blessing, we've got Speed, I mean, Quantum Charges around the map. They want to move fast, and we're already seeing the aggression come off early. And against a team like Team Liquid that likes to get aggressive as well, this is something, personally, I didn't really expect.
You can really see the respect, though, given over to Aurora. They know, Team Liquid, that they're going to be in a tough spot here without mid-prio. Firmness, tenacity over, the double tenacity, the Brave Smite 2, just all around sustain. And for Aurora, they really want to lean into that power. Sigibu in the bottom lane to be caught, has a flicker, gets away, but gets taken out by Carl Teasy.
Very well done by Carl Teasy, securing a kill early on the Lancelot's going to be huge. Aurora, though, still trying to, I mean, it seems like Aurora, on the other hand, sticking together, looking for this turtle play.
They have to go for a trade on the other side of the map, you know. They just lost their gold lane. Luckily for them, it is weak side. Tianzi might have to use a Retribution here. JP's walking up. It'll be the Retribution straight into the engage. No electrifying beats, full stack. Carl Teasy on the other side, picking up the purple buff as he runs back. But Tianzi stayed a bit too long, gets caught by Sanji.
That's huge. That Team Liquid still up on gold. They lose the turtle, but they gain so much more earlier. They get the kill into the gold lane, now killing the jungler. Two heroes that you don't want to lose this early on for Aurora Gaming. Team Liquid taking a more divided approach to these fights, not wanting the big grouped up fights because it seems like Aurora kind of wins out in that a bit. But as long as they can single people out, they're winning.
And you can see the instant punish, the capitalization right off the kill over to Tianzi. A green camp taken, the purple buff earlier traded for the turtle. It's immense value for the Lancelot in the jungle. Carl hasn't even taken his own orange. He might just be 2 levels ahead despite losing out on turtle.
I mean, he gets the kill, doesn't need turtle. Who needs it when you're farming elsewhere on the map right now? Aurora Gaming, though, I think after losing Tianzi, all right, maybe we do need to slow it down a bit, but still, Rosa, I mean, just so aggressive, and this is what you get with the Kimmy. You get the ability to kite, you get the ability to constantly just stiff arm your enemies away, but watch out for Sanji, should be okay. Things back to a stalemate. Where do we go from here? Do we think it kind of hits the brakes a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. Like, Aurora were really trying to push in the pace early on with their mid-prio, but unfortunately they just don't have the winning lanes, right? Maybe up top for Turtle 1. Turtle 2 onwards, though, it's going to be tough as the CC continues to scale up. The Moskov is more of like a dead lane. At least that's what you want as Moskov. You don't want to trade in for the most part. What you want is just to farm up, to wait for those 3-item power spikes, and to just play safe weak side. Good taunt over. Rosa gets away.
I mean, that comes in for a bit of Aurora Gaming here, right? Even the Joy, who has an okay early game still. Once you get Holy Crystal in, you're really outputting. Yeah. Once you have Kimmy, a couple items in, you're really outputting. And I mean, overall, Aurora Gaming, a high damage team on their side. I'm not trying to say that Team Liquid isn't the same. Lunar, though, in a little bit of trouble.
It's a Dark Wave on 2, has Infernal Pursuit, will be able to go for it now with the sustain as well. Apex 47 rotates over Tianzi, fully stacked up with electrifying beats now. AOG, Lunar flickering out of safety. JP looking for the taunt, unable to get it. Tianzi still able to escape as Apex 47 goes with the passive in back and forth, still saving the Tsunami Slam.
The damage from Rosa is already chunking away at some of the squishies, but coming up on the turtle.
Lunar with a jump now. Oh, he's going to be caught. Great Phantom execution and a liftoff from Sanji to get the kill. No Lunar. Apex hovering around. Rosa caught in the bad spot. Has to flicker, but Sanji walks up the Crimson Beacon, forcing the flicker out, and it will be free for TL. All
right, so turtle for turtle. 3-1 in terms of kill. Team Liquid definitely starting to hit their spike, hit their groove. It took a second for them to warm up, But at this point, Aurora Gaming having a little bit of trouble. Lunar taking that kill, EXP lane. We're going to see Sanford start to pop off a bit more, rotate around this map. And this is where Team Liquid wants to be overall.
Yeah, Tsunami Slam going to be locked in there. Sanji still able to survive. Apex 47 caught, has the flicker. Back is Tienzi. Utilizes the electrifying beats defensively. TL, the one capitalizing off of a proactive play from Aurora.
Yeah, I mean, Apex 47 is the one that goes for that pick. But I just don't think this is the time for them to maybe do that, especially when Team Liquid is as grouped up as they are down in the bot there. Aurora Gaming needs a bit more time. You mentioned it earlier, the Moskov needs to get a couple more items in, but Team Liquid, I think, smells that. They know the blood's in the water, and now they're going to start pushing the envelope a bit.
Just the whole team in general, I feel, right? The Joy, Kimmy, and Moskov, all of them want to wait for the power spikes. Apex lifted up to the air, into the shots there. Sanford just holding him down. Oheb gets a kill. Now JP caught in the back spot. Dive in the back. Rosa able to escape. Sanford will get taken down. A trade in the end, but Sanji is on a killing spree.
Yeah, a beautiful trade, especially the fact that the kill goes into Sanji's hands. Sanji's just looking clean. The tower falls as well at this point. Team Liquid just steamrolling right now. It's 3.3k gold lead. It's raising about 1,000 every second. Carl Teasy versus Tienzi.
Carl won't go for it. He already used the Phantom Execution earlier, and Aurora will have to start leashing for Tienzi. He's fallen quite behind now, 2 levels down. Great reaction from Sanji. Crimson Beacon to evade from a possible Tsunami Slam pickoff.
Not only that, but taking a look at the deaths on the side of Aurora Gaming, everybody's got one, which is good for Team Liquid. Everybody's taken a small piece. They've lost a chunk of gold. Even on the side of Siggy Boom, who sometimes you don't want your gold laner to die too early. A little bit of damage on a Tienzi. Should be able to get away from there. Here comes Apex, though.
Yeah, it's just going to be tough here to really look for any initiation.
Should they even be looking for initiation, though, right now? I feel like, yes, kind of play the stiff arm game, kite away, but let Team Liquid come to you at this point and look for counterplay.
Yeah, purple buff stolen. AOG, Apex the flicker out, but actually still gets covered AOG. Tsunami Slam bring in JP in the turret range, but he still has revitalized, and Lunar will fall. Carl in the back with a puncture, dives in all the way. Rosa kiting out, gets out, but Oheb walks in, forces the flicker, shoots to death Sonata. Moskov on the other side, though. At least Siggy Boom gets a tier. Not even.
He could have. He could have got that. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll leave that up to him. Oheb, though, right now, 3-0-2. I don't think he has missed a single shot. Rosa shredded down. Team Liquid, the stampede is here.
It truly is a stampede for Game 2. Total of 2 stacks for Oheb on the Sky Piercer with a Malefic Roar, 3rd item. Brother man has a leather jerkin just for respect too, you know? It's kind of like, yo, I'm ahead, but I know what y'all can do in the late game.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a little bit of respect, but I mean, as long as they keep up this pace, we're only at 8 minutes right now. We're down to inhibitors. First Lord hasn't even popped up at this point. Team Liquid is relentless. We're talking this could easily be a 10, 11k gold lead by minute 10 here. Taking a look at the items. Let's look at this gold lane. Oheb versus Siggy Boom. The deficit is incredible. We're looking at about 2,000 gold lead into the hands of Oheb. The stacks are coming in. He hasn't missed any shots at all. The Filipino sniper is on fire.
You know when the goal difference is this massive, it's just really tough. Curtain call with the AOG combo, just trying to go for a cheeky pickoff. Holy shield in the mid lane taken down already. So they are properly set up for a Lord take into a siege. And it does feel like, I gotta agree with you, you know, the question that you asked earlier, do Aurora even need to be fighting right now? I think the answer is no. They've put themselves in an even tougher position.
Yeah, and I feel like Apex 47 kind of the cause of that a few times, like coming in, looking for those pickoffs. I'm sure, I mean, either way.
a few times too.
Tienzi as well. I mean, the team just, there's a point where, in the very beginning, you got that early kill onto Sanji, right? Good applaud, that's well done. You had a great start. But from there on, once Team Liquid starts to group up, you got to start to back off a bit. Because Oheb hits the power spike far before Siggy Boom. He's going to be able to land some of that damage. Sanji as well. JP gets one big pick off. Carl Teasy started getting kills onto Siggy Boom within the first few minutes. Aurora Gaming, I think if they took this a bit slower in the beginning, it'd be a much different game. And now they're at a point where we're hanging on a thread.
They tried to play the pace of TL, and they ended up getting stampeded by the boys. Sanji is lighting up a light there on top of Lunar. No punish available. Has to Purify. and actually gets caught by the traction pole. Sanji way too aggressive. Electrify beats into bait. Tianzi gets shot in it. Now it's a tsunami slam on the car, but the AOG follows through. A good Thorn rolls over. Now it's a chase from Lunar, jumping on the call. It's easy, but he's still able to escape as Lunar flickers the wrong way. Try to go for the chase. Try to read into the Ghost movement, but gets punished by Oheb.
10K gold lead by 10 minutes. Lord coming down. Only no holy shields left standing.
Phantom execution forward. Sanford just playing with the yo-yos, forcing out the blink and gets shot down by the Filipino sniper. Oheb picks up a kill from downtown. Now the mid lane, they're gonna go for it again. Tianzi stacking it up. Sanford able to dodge away from the traction pulse. And when doing so, Rosa gunned down again by Oheb.
With the sidestep shot. Oheb on fire, Sanji on fire, Carl Teasy dancing in the base right now.
My goodness gracious, this has been a stompy stomp. Another wave to play with the mid lane. Detonata not landing. Apex gets to base in time, but it really just feels like it's inevitable at this point. Another base turret falls and Aurora are just being suffocated in their own base.
Yeah, Carl Teasy just picked up the Malefic Roar just to rub some more salt into the wound right now. Picks it up before the side of Aurora can even really get any defensive items in. Taking a look at some of those items, I mean, look, barely any physical defense. All we have is the Dreadnought armors, not even full antique cuirass on the side of Aurora Gaming. It is a problem for Aurora.
It's a big problem because now we see the Dreadnought armor, now we see the anti-cuirass built up by Lunar, but it's too late. There's already endless battles on the other side. Malefic Roars, Hunter Strikes. Oheb's practically dealing true damage at this point.
He's been dealing true damage the whole time. The guy's a monster. I mean, and this is one of the things you have to worry about with the Granger. Even though a lot of people, I think, felt like it fell off in the meta a bit, I still think it's very good, and in the right hands, it scales exponentially.
Rosa? Oh, able to escape now, but Sanford pops in the curtain call. Let's give it a traction plus with AOG! Locks Rosa down. Oheb is legendary. Throwing Rosa in the back. That's going to be a two-man stun with the Spirit Misery, but Apex 47 flickers out of safety still. Going to get taken down by the GOAT. Carl Teasy with a double. Tianzi falling to Oheb. 4 members down. Only Lunar left to defend. Game 1 seems like it's over. A dive into the base. A double again for Oheb. And it's GG for Game 1.
12 minutes and 35 seconds, 15K gold lead into the hands of Team Liquid Philippines. That wasn't a stomp, that was a stompede.
That was a stompede. We're gonna need Oxford to put in another word in the vocabulary in their dictionary, because truly, we saw a stomp. We've seen stomps in the group stage. We've seen stampedes. That was a stompede. 15,000?
15,000 in 12 minutes and 35 seconds. What a way to end that series. Aurora definitely going to need to look back at the drawing board after that one.
Yikes. Again, I guess we get to see it for a bit longer here. It was just, yeah, early start for Aurora, but that was it.
Yeah, I mean, definitely an early start. I mean, no, it was a one-kill start. First 30 second, it looked okay. It looked very nice, but then maybe just bit off a bit more than they can chew. And once it gets to this point, this is Team Liquid's prime, their hunting grounds. You don't want to let Team Liquid get a lead on you like that. It's one of those teams that they're not going to play it patient. I mean, even though the very last play, when they find Rose, I'm sure we'll see it in a second here. They're not even like at that point it wasn't even Aurora doesn't even have to mess up. We're biting down.
For real, dude. I mean, there was just no counterplay for Aurora, it feels. Once we get into the 11th, 12-minute mark of the game, it was just TLPH doing whatever they want to do. Under the turret, it did not matter. Team Liquid played with 0 turrets this game. Like, these turrets were all irrelevant.
Well, it was quite the stompede for sure. This is Trex and Mirko. Let's throw it over to the analyst desk.
Thank you very much, Trex, as well as Mirko. Yeah, that was kind of a stompede because 15,000 goal difference. Now, that's huge. And we got to dive in deep for this one because, unfortunately, that's just how we're going to start off the day. It's going to be a stomp. Was it about the draft or was it really about the gameplay here, Leo?
I'd say 60% of this whole thing was the draft. A lot of weaknesses came through in these heroes that we looked at and we deemed bulletproof in the metagame. Kimmy, I think you see the big smile on Destroyer's face here, is a hero that needs a lot of support. Like, she's very good in mid, but I think we both saw it. She needed someone to protect her. And weirdly enough,
she can't do it alone.
It's often from the jungle. You're right. Yeah, no, it's often from the jungle. We've seen Fredrin's, Bakshas come through.
Even Akai's.
Yusun Shin, weirdly enough, does well to protect a Kimmy with the Mountain Shocker because there's vision, so she knows where she can and can't go. But this time, it's a Joy. A last pick Joy. What's that going to do?
Actually, first of all, about 40%. What the heck was wrong with Tinzy when he died nearly the turtle pit? I have no idea what happened there. No reason. And about the 60% of the draft. Yeah, I totally agree that they need something utility to protect the mid lane to work as a trio, like mid, roam, and jungle. But no.
Yeah, looking at the stats here, 19 kills to 2. Aurora looks like, okay, the start of the game, they might have something, but then TLPH, they just stampeded over. So looking at how the movements are going, what do you think Aurora really needs to change to make sure that game number 2 does not look like this?
Number 1 draft, again, arrange your priorities. I think they tried to get away with a double marksman lineup half-cocked. And you don't do that against a team like Liquid. Sure, maybe you can get away with it with some teams in other leagues or maybe in lesser stages, but not in the knockouts, not like this. And looking at the item builds, I'd say we're like 3 or 4 different things off before we can even talk about items. Like, if there's anything Aurora could have done to change items, we're far off from considering even that.
I think they need to adjust. I mean, if we're speaking about the Aurora, they need to adjust for the drafts and look at the stats, guys.
1,006 gold per minute. Woo-wee.
He's a rich guy.
He's a rich guy for sure. 4,433 damage per minute. The carry. Lunar took a lot of damage, but hey, I kind of feel like he needed a little bit of help.
You can ask Oheb's coach, ask Oheb's mom, ask his teammates. He's got money in the bank.
He was the richest guy on the map. And if we're returning back about the drafts, yeah, if we're speaking about it, we expected something like Gwyn. You suggested really a good hero, and it would help to Aurora. But they take the Kalia, they understand there will be the purifiers. Still, they work only with one Kalia.
Well, gentlemen, thank you very much. Right now, I kind of feel like after that game 1, we're going to give a bit more time for both teams to really re-strategize. So we're going for a quick break, but after this, when we come back, it's going to be game number 2.
When the world of business is constantly changing, you need to stay ahead. So what about AI to generate new possibilities? Machine learning to predict what customers will like. Or expand your business by forecasting delivery routes with real-time data. With the power of the cloud, Imagine how AWS can transform your business.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Before we jump into game number 2, welcome to the English Desk. And right now, we're looking at a stage where both teams are about ready to go into the draft. Now, very quickly, Destroyer, what does Aurora really need to do to make sure that game number 2, they have more of a fighting chance?
I think they need to prioritize the composition that helps to mid lane to survive, first of all. The second, the speed of the jungle rotations. So they need to adapt for this and to adjust the draft.
Yeah, and for you folks, before I even get to you, Leo, I gotta remind you guys at home, make sure you guys grab your MSC pass really quickly. There's 20% off, so make sure you guys grab it while it's still available for you guys to get the MSC coins to be able to actually get all those skins. And right now you guys can see it on the screen. So make sure you guys grab the MSC pass as quickly as possible. Now going back to you, Leo. Team Liquid, they look pretty good. So what do they have to maintain? What do they have to make sure that they replicate into game number 2?
LaFell, you're rarely wrong on broadcast. They didn't look good. They looked great. They stomped. They pulled a stompede on
Smashed
on Aurora. Yes, some regions would say they smashed them. And Carl Teasy, he's got a coat here.
Yeah, looking at Carl TZ saying, among the kings of the jungle, I rank King Kong first, Kyrie second, and myself at 0. Hey, being a bit humble here, I want to explain what 0 means. You can figure it out yourself. This world TNZ, he has the potential, but he still needs more experience. So 0 can be really good, really bad, but hey, Carl TZ is 0. I'm guessing it means he's unmatched.
The GOAT has spoken, and I think their actions have also spoken much louder than any post-game stats could ever show. And if you watched it again, there is one principle that they have pulled through that made Aurora just crumble.
Yeah, and we saw the quote, TNZ. What the GOAT said is that he still needs some experience. What do you think about that?
I think it's not about the experience. I think it's more about the composition, about the confidence from the Team Liquid. Actually, they were stomping. They're just going further and further. They could not stop that, and the snowball was too big.
I'll tell you what that is after game 2, because I think Liquid's going to win game 2, and if they don't do what I'm talking about now, I'll drop it later. Timing's missed out. I don't want to drop the joke when it's off, when it's rotten, when it's expired. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Game 2's begin.
And you know what? If I stopped you, my bad, man, my bad. But now we're jumping to draft here. Aurora, first pick. Team Liquid, a second pick here. And now they're banning out the Arlet. So they're changing it up a little bit for Aurora.
You know, I got a lot of questions for this ban, because Arlot, yes, it's one of the prior picks, but still, it got one of the worst win rate I ever saw during MSC. It's like 18% win rate. It's terrible.
Yeah, now looking at the trend, looks like continuing here. Team Liquid, they're not changing. They're still banning out the Fanny and batting out that Selena. But this time, Aurora, they saw what Carl Teasy is able to do with a Lancelot, and they say, hey, no more.
What's left out in the open is the Baksha and the Yusun Shin, though. You can only do so many jungle bans to try and take down the GOAT, but he's going to end up with one or the other. Oh no, but he even takes out the Yusun Shin. This is a Liquid signature, though. Liquid always bans the Yusun Shin.
So Instalock, go, Baksha. Baksha right now, it's one of the prior pick. And they should respect it. Aurora need to take it right now, right? And don't waste time. So they got another opportunity to take Kalea. Okay, it's also available, and it's also a good opportunity, but I think that Baksha is the best choice here and here.
So now Baksha first pick for Aurora. So for TL, do you feel like there's still a lot of good picks here, Leo, for Team Liquid?
Yeah. Sanji's Farsa is open, although that is kind of a nombo and there's a box that can hunt you down. I think that's safe. I would rather that than Kimmy, because again, Kimmy, we learned from game 1, is jungle dependent. It's mid-trio dependent. So I'd say lock the Farsa in now. Or maybe, I don't know, play the proactive card and wait for your... Oh, no, wait, Zushin first?
And CC as well, yeah.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to say, how about CC and Gatotkash combination? But okay, they decided Justin. It's also one of the best heroes for the mid lane. It has constant damage and also an opportunity for the good trio.
So right now, Leo, this is almost replicating what they're doing game number 1. Having a draft that if they want to fight, they don't even have to discuss it, just go.
All the more my statements on game 1 might stand true. Like, I had about 4,000 words left to talk about game 1, despite it lasting 12.5 minutes. Liquid might get away with it. Liquid might even be able to draft like 3 out of 5 of the same heroes. Gatot's still open. Granger's still open. Aurora here locking in the Kimmy again.
Whoa, whoa. Isn't this a bit too early, though? Because I don't see it getting taken away or banned.
This is a 100% win rate on a Paquito. Picked once. Played by Dyren, none other, in the group stage. Again, in the EXP by RRQ. You're right, it's an odd pick.
Experience the youth.
Why? Against the CC, maybe?
I pretty agree with Lafel. Why do you pick Paquito so early? You got plenty of time. There is 1000% nobody gonna ban it, and still they want this combination. They want an aggressive movement, and I think, by the way, it's still flexible.
Yep, still pretty flexible, but looking at the bans here coming in from Team Liquid, banning out the Amon, it looks like they're thinking this Paquito is going to the EXP and Boxa is going over to Rome, so they're really looking at TNZ as probably going to be one of the main carries for the team.
TNZ still has a couple left. Again, the Guinevere, as mentioned, still possible to pick. I don't think they're going to let him pick the Hayabusa, so it's going to be Amon Hayabusa again.
Maybe it's Paquito jungle. What do you think about it?
It's been years since we last saw Paquito jungle.
Yes, but it's been years since we saw Atlas. Gushin, you know?
You know what? You got us there. Pretty good point here. So now Team Liquid find a ban. In the previous game, they banned out the Hayabusa. Will they do the same? Because they're going to be the ones picking after this. So, hey, maybe open up for yourself so that you can take it away. Right now, we're only seconds away. It looks like the final ban is going to be Hayabusa. They're going to open it up. They're banning out the Hayabusa. So that does mean that they have some other options in the jungle here. The question is, what?
Call.tz can play almost damn near anything in the jungle, right? But what is left in the metagame that deserves to be picked here? Fredrin's still out there.
Assassin is the Joy.
The Joy is still out there.
Fredrin looks better, actually, for me. I think the utility jungler should help them. You know, you want additional crowd control, you want additional sustain for Liquid, for their composition, you want long fights.
Right now for Aurora, the final bans here, they ban out a Roamer, they ban out a Kalia, making sure that there's no way that they can start the fight instantly. And now it looks like they're banning out the Badang as well, making sure that their frontliners doesn't get punished. TL has an option of picking up the Roamer or the jungler here. Kind of feel like picking up the jungle will deny and actually force out maybe this Boxia to eventually go to the jungle, which, you know, it's a good pick. But is it a pick that Aurora is comfortable with on TNZ?
For now, Aurora got 3 flexible picks. Actually, 3 heroes, and all of them can go anywhere. Okay, not anywhere, but for the several
lanes.
Yes, multiple lanes, absolutely. Team Liquid should understand it, and they should understand that Aurora making surprise. They're tricky guys.
Coach RC, Coach Tic Tac, forced to wonder. That's the Roamer right there. Team Liquid Philippines lock in the Matilda, put it into the hands of JP. So we don't know what Call.tz is going to play. Here's the thing. I would feel weird if it was a Fredrin. Fredrin Matilda's a good combo, but I don't think that's enough damage for them. Aurora, pick up the Angela, often banned here in the metagame, alongside an Irritel. So we now know where everyone's going.
Actually, still questions. Baksha can go to XP lane and Paquito can go jungle.
I think it's Baksha jungle.
Yes.
Safer that way.
It's safer, but still, it's Aurora, you know?
You're right.
They can do everything, and they making surprises. And maybe they're trying off guard Team Liquid.
See value in me?
Oh, you see the
should.
value in him? You should. The Fredrin gets picked up here. So, again, I kind of feel like it's still okay because CC can still deal damage, same as the Granger. And hey, deceptively, even the Jushin. What are your thoughts, Leo?
It's all in on Oheb. He's the only real reliable source of damage, but you're right, there is some damage in the CC, some finishing power in the Jushin. Destroyer. I see your face, you're still confused. What is Aurora doing?
Yes, but I like it. And you know, I'll tell my predictions. Okay, I like the combination with Matilda and Fredrin, but still, I'm gonna say it's Aurora.
Hey, you know what? I like it. Speaking of things that I like Atrex and Mirko, so I'll just hear their voice to cast this one.
Five, TLPH up 1 game. Now, Mirko, TLPH's draft, we both kind of decided it's by the book, it's textbook. They're coming in this series very, very clean. But what about Aurora?
Hey, this is technically also a very meta draft. It really depends on how you see the meta, all right? Baksha, Angela, Irithel, this has been a thing for the longest time, terrorizing our ranked games. For you guys back at home playing ranked games, you know how terrifying this composition is. But TLP just have so much disengage, so many ways to kite away. Just look at their movement abilities. This could just be the downfall too. If they are able to bait some big resources over, it could change everything.
But here's the real question. What about the Paquito? That's the spice in all of this, right? That's the question on our minds. We saw it picked before by Dyron on ID. It did well against my home team. It did very, very well. I remember it. It's in my memory. Well. But, how do we feel about this?
Man, I agree with LaFell. I feel like it was too early. But I guess they wanted to really just hide the Angela for the later stage. So it really comes down to that. I'm a big fan of the Paquito. Now it's Flicker 4 from Apex. Sign up Sanford up top with the Vengeance already used up. Carl Teasy walks up to Lunar. Trying to go for the kill, but the guiding win gets Sanford to safety. And it will be, I guess, a win for TL. They baited out a Flicker from Apex.
Yeah, 40 the Kid gets away with just a sliver of health there. I think the big thing about this Paquito is if it can go deathless for a little bit, get to that level 4 power spike, get to a little bit farther even. He can find the angles. It works as a possible type of assassin. It can close the distance onto the Jushin without having to deal with what they dealt with last game, just getting tossed around. So there are possibilities there. But where we've seen them mess up is the execution. So can they execute this composition correctly?
It really depends on how the Paquito gets to be played here. I agree with you. Now into the mid prio, TL actually just having the prio over. Goes in, that's gonna be traction pulse, someone does a kill over. That's Sanford locked down, has to run away. Carl still winning out the red tree battles as he goes in for the taunt. It's a 2-man Lancer flip with a knock-up. TL, just get the turtle and back away.
Even in the midst of chaos, the young GOAT able to always secure the retry. This is something that Team Liquid, I think, prides themselves on, the ability to get those first turtles. Their rate is through the roof. Rosa in a little bit of trouble.
No flicker used. Rosa just took it.
Accepted
fate. Yeah, JP. Luckily for Aurora, they don't really lose too much because it's JP who got the kill. It would have been real bad if Oheb got the Death Sonata. Look at that damage. Paquito. Yeah, on the note of Paquito, it's a very high-level hero, right? It really comes down to how you execute it. So if he gets an angle to somehow dive on Oheb, get Sanji low in the fight, it'll be massive. But if he just goes pure front to back, I'm not really a big fan of that. Tianzi, Shield Unity up. Just the battle of mid.
Yeah, I mean, you could even say that picking up the more damage-dealing EXP laner makes up for the lack of burst in your I guess no, they went for... I mean, you just kind of make up a bit for picking up the Angela. Angela, I feel like, yes, you get the sustainability, but you always kind of give up either a high set roamer, something of that nature. So at least you have something here. I think it could also pair well with the Angela. But still, yeah, definitely a risky pick, and it's all going to be about the angle that we see Lunar come from. And speaking of angles, Team Liquid looking for one on the Siggy Boom here.
2-man gank down below, a guiding win for Oheb. Tianzi with a Baksha. Shield Unity forward, traction pulse, forcing OHEB to use the flicker. But again, so much movement. Like I said, they just have too much. It's so hard for Aurora to really force out these fights because, hey, you got a guiding wind. You got 2 blinks on Sanji. OHEB always has the good old flicker. Now it's down, so that could be a way to punish with the Paquito later on. Good trade by Sigiboom.
Once again, though, do they need to look for those big fights here, right? Could they just kind of play this patient? I think anytime you have the mid lane Kimmy, you always have time. You know, if you can push a bit far back, you have an advantage. Not to mention Airthel as well. You're looking for those big burst items. You're looking for that crit damage. Moving on Turtle, though.
Yep, Shield Unity to cancel that out. Carl still walking up. Now Turtle can be reset now as that's going to be Sanford in the front, zoning everyone away with it. Carl wins the Retry battle. Tianzi with Retry a bit too early. Attraction pulse to disengage, and it is yet another win for TL. They're going for the purple buff straight.
Yeah, this is the thing about Carl T's, not only in the Fredrin as well, right? It makes it look easy to be able to walk into a turtle pit, get the stun real fast, hit the retry, and take it. A purple buff also now going over to the side of Team Liquid. We're 5 minutes in, almost a 1.5k gold lead. Aurora Gaming, I think they are at least playing it slower here, but they got to staunch the bleeding maybe a little bit more.
The thing is, do they want to play slower in Game 2? That was Game 1 strat. Sanji, Lantern Flare on 2. Forcing to flicker around. Carl Tianzi able to taunt now. Over to Rosa. It'll be Tianzi going for the Shield Unity. OHEB in the bottom lane. Tianzi walking up, zoning them from the turret to save Tier 1 down below. Still, though, I think they kind of want the lead early this game, unlike Game 1. Game 1, they had a composition where they get a big power spike mid to late. Here they do have heroes that get the power spike mid to late still, like the Kimmy. But, Liquid could very easily just match that, you know? Sanji caught again. That's going to be the Shield Unity again, but the guiding wind is right there. Sanji still has a flicker. It'll be a few more shots over. There's really just no risk. JP still has guiding wind, gets away. OHEB shoots him down. Too much disengaged, Trex.
Yeah, there's just no way to catch them right now. And this is something where I think the burst damage of the Paquito could help, but Lunar is stuck in EXP lane right now. He cannot leave at this moment. And we have seen Sanford at least able to rotate down a bit, but I don't think we've seen enough from Lunar. So we're coming into third turtle, and I think this is where it's really going to be crunch time, especially once we get to minute 8, first Lord time. If Aurora Gaming doesn't make something happen then, it could really spell trouble for them.
It's tough for Aurora. They're looking for anything they can find. And they can't really find much right now. Not even a power spike, as Leo has just reminded me in, in the chat. TL, 2,000 gold lead. Again, just going for the turtle. And this is so difficult for Tianzi, dude. He tried predicting the Goat's retry earlier by retrying early, thinking Carl would go for the stab into retry. But then when you try to read him, he just goes for the classic, nah, I'll just wait for you to retry. So calm, so composed, and now Tianzi won't even get an angle to go for the steal. He goes for the Shield Unity, and it gets cancelled out now. 2-man stun. That's going to be traction pulse in the back, and another Lantern Flare over to Lunar, locking them down. Sanford the Vengeance just zoning them in the back. Heart Guard used up. Aurora are not dealing any notable damage to TL. They're just holding their ground with the healing of Mathilda.
Yeah, the healing of Mathilda, I mean, it's overall Team Liquid, when they get grouped up like that, when it's all 5 of them in a circle, Aurora Gaming unable to do anything. Lunar, we wanted to see this Paquito find angles. Instead, he came for a much more direct, just kind of walked in, immediately caught by the Lantern Flare. It's a problem. Aurora Gaming has to approach these fights a lot different.
Dude, if we were talking M3 Paquito, then yeah, you're great at chases, right? You have that reset constantly. I just remember Edward chasing Mobazane down for a long time on a Paquito. But here it's different. Like in this patch, it's different. Paquito is kind of like what you said, a burst hero. If you use your second skill twice, one time to get range, you're really not outputting the maximum amount of damage you would want. Carl forcing the retry from Tianzi, even though he doesn't have his own retry, just zoning them in the back again. 2-level lead on a Fredrin against Abaksha. Trex, Abaksha should always be ahead of a Fredrin, like usually in normal conditions. The fact that the Fredrin is 2 levels ahead and Tianzi can't even get in his own purple, it just gets tough. No retribution on Carl.
Lord,
on the back,
one.
forcing a flicker out from Rosa. Tianzi already has the hard guard, and TLPH are just looking at him.
Carl T's just walking up in the jungle, taking whatever he wants. That's 2 purple buffs now, stolen away. We're wondering where that level gap is coming from. There it is. And then, I mean, Call Dizzy, he is able to match up with the speed of TNZ a bit because of the Matilda, the rotations. They've gotten every single turtle. They're taking towers. It's not as bad as last game, but it's still very, very bad.
I think it's actually worse in a way, Trex.
Oh no!
Because at least game one, they were able to get first blood early. They had some win conditions. Here, their plan A is completely gone, and I don't know what plan B is. Last game they had a plan B at least. They had a Moskov, Kimmy, and a Joy that could scale up. There's that Cope always to just say, hey, we're scaling, man. Just wait for 20 minutes. But this game, you wait 20 minutes. It'll end up being Team Liquid with the range, with the damage, with the disengage again. Like, it's just really tough, even if Aurora force a fight. TL Peach can just say, nah, fam.
Nah, fam. I feel it. I feel it, fam.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, it's tough. Aurora Gaming. Because here's the thing, too, is they have no big crowd control, no big way to make, like, a big set. They don't have, like, that big comeback opportunity play to lock everyone down and make us all go, whoa!
TL are the ones making us go whoa right now. That's a flicker burn just with a light on you, man. Sanji really lighting up the way for the team. He has 3 flickers, brother. Sanji. He has Crimson Beacon, Flicker, the real one, and then a guiding wind. How are you going to catch the Zeus-in?
This is why there's 0 kills on the side of Team Liquid, 0 deaths on the side of Team Liquid right now. They're all untouchable at this point, and as they escape more and more with this gold lead, it's just going to become even harder.
3-man taunt over, Sanji walking up as well, getting the Lancer Flare, pulling Apex back for the Filipino sniper to get the shot down. Appraiser's Wrath, another kill over to Oheb. It's a double. Sigibu with a heavy crossbow will just fall again. Oheb with a triple, looking for the Maniac. Rosa with the flicker out to base. Now it's a full taunt over. Oheb's a Maniac.
Oh, they're going for it. They're going.
Will deny the Savage, but TL we're never looking for it. They just wanted to end the game.
They're ready to go home already. They're ready to go back to the hotel already at this point.
They're ready to chill at the player lounge.
They're ready to chill at the player lounge. This is 2-0. This game faster than the last. Honestly, at this point, Aurora, from draft to gameplay, where is the answer?
I don't know. Let's throw it over, I guess. Power Spake, Leo, LaFell, Destroyer.
Yeah, hello. Here's the thing, I get it, right? Even our casters at this point, they have no idea what's next because Team Liquid, they're not S tier for nothing. This is where we see the gaps of the favorites coming in. And Aurora, they look good during the group stages, but now match point for Team Liquid. And now here, like, that was such a game that we have to ask assistance from Ben Thing. So first of all, Ben Things, how are you? Thank you very much for joining us.
Hello. Thank you for inviting me here.
Okay, so here's the thing. You can say whatever you want. If you want to speak in English, go ahead. If you want to speak Tagalog, it's okay. Go ahead, because we have a young man from the Philippines here ready to be at service to talk about it. So now, I just want to ask you, why is Aurora having such difficulties going up against Team Liquid?
Credits for Coach RC for winning the drop first before the in-game. They targeting Rosa, then I think Aurora need to adjust in the drafting. They need to pick Chenzi in the first 3 pick because napansin ko inuubusan si Chenzi tapos hindi niya malaro yung laro niya.
So they're attacking TNZ very specifically, and he cannot play his game. That's why always in the second phase, Amon and Hayabusa.
Yeah, we can definitely see. Like you said, target on Rosa, target on TNZ. 2 players in the mid. We know how important that mid lane duo is. What are your thoughts, Destroyer, after watching game number 2, where it's a lot of action going on, but at the same time, not a lot of kills until the very end?
Actually, I got a question to you also. So, what do you think about the Paquita pick? And what was the reason for this?
To counter GG, but it's not necessary because if they pick Paquito on the X lane, they can choose Chenzi like assassin hero because already over damage. No one tanked the team.
So, still with the same, like make another prioritize. Yeah, let's go with the jungle. I totally agree with it. Because if we speak about the first game, there was question about the last pick. Why did they decide skip the Gwyn, for example? This game also, why they lock in Paquito?
So it seems like there is a disconnect in priorities. Bentings, you were once part of Aurora, and you've worked with these coaches, Coach Dexter and Coach Master the Basics. Just run us through. What do you think is going on? What's the discussion like? That's why they drafted this way 2 games in.
I think they trust the practice, and I think they pick hero that work on scrim, but we need to adjust. For example, in game number 2, they have the opportunity to first pick Lancelot, but they ban and pick back siya. Maybe if Liquid ban, if Liquid targeting Rosa, don't let Kenzie targeting also.
Yeah, so I kind of feel like at this point, it really is about prioritizing. It's not that the draft itself is like super bad. It's just that you got to give your main carries the opportunity to secure their heroes first. So now, looking at Team Liquid as well as Aurora, do you feel like there's a chance that Aurora could get at least 1 win? Or is this looking like a sweep?
I think Aurora can win because Master the Basic and Dexter, also known as the fast adapt in the series, but they need to adapt ASAP because it's already 2-0.
Literally, Ben, just now. 1 game away from dropping and going home. They have to adapt now. You think, can they do it?
Yeah, they can.
They have to.
They
have to.
Okay, here's the thing. Like, if we're talking about can they, I think the perfect question is, does Liquid have any weaknesses right now that Aurora could exploit? Like, is there any weakness in Liquid's play?
It's hard, but I think they need to win jungle.
Win jungle?
Yeah, win jungle.
Yeah, against the GO. It's not going to be easy.
Actually, I see the key. I see the key from the words and work in jungle, prioritize jungle, and this is the key for the Aurora to win this game versus the Team Liquid.
It chunks out of one word, just the jungle. Can Aurora do that? Will Liquid allow it? And luckily, we are now at a precipice wherein Liquid is at 2-0. And watching that game, 3 out of 5 of the draft was similar, right? They played the same CC, Zushin, Granger. And even if they rocked the Matilda Fredrin combo, it made their strat and their rotations in game 1 even more evident. And Aurora, you can tell me, Ben, thinks if I'm seeing this wrong, but Aurora has this in their DNA, especially with Coach Master the Base and Dexter in there. They play kind of ube. They want to ube, right? Liquid has something very similar but different. It's called homicide with the homicide. They're always playing at least 95% of the game with someone next to them. They're never alone. 95% they're always rotating with 2 or 3 men.
Yeah, and now honestly we talk about the jungle, but I want to move the conversation and actually talk about mid, because this is one of the talking points that we even started for today. Rosa going up against Sanji, and we even say that Rosa does so well when he is able to get the Selena, but now since Selena keeps getting banned, what are the other options that Rosa has? So at this point, even I'm drawing a blank.
Sir Ben, what do you think? Rosa, maybe he should pick up the Zetian. Why is Zetian not getting played?
It's hard because Team Liquid always one team fight, but Seishan is a little bit short for damage. They can just Farsa
But it's banned. It's banned all the time.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Farsa in this tournament is like everyone knows is amazing, but then you're like, yeah, but then Carl gets the Lancelot, and then I'm just gonna die. I think that's the biggest problem with mid laners. There's so many good heroes, but then you'll just get ganked by the EXP, get ganked by the jungle, and that's why we see a lot of Jushins now, because even Mirko said, hey, at least without the Matilda, you have 2 ways to survive, right? The Crimson Beacon as well as the Flicker. So in terms of the heroes here, I'm just gonna ask Destroyer, what are the possibilities for TNZ to pick up in the jungle? Because the Amon keeps getting banned. Maybe the last hurrah, will they pick up a Hayabusa Amon early just to make sure he doesn't get banned anymore?
I want to say one thing. They trying to surprise us and the opponents to be tricky, but it doesn't work. Maybe stop trying to work with Kimmy. It's more not about the jungle, but also about the mid lane, because they need to work as trio, and Kimmy doesn't work for them.
Yeah, it's the opportunity cost of focusing on the Kimi. I get it, Zetian doesn't have as much damage. That's costing TNZ the struggle in the later phase. So yeah,
Yes.
I think TNZ can end up with a Lancelot, an Amon, a Hayabusa. What else does he want? Anything, because they can focus him on the third, on the second, on the first, anywhere in the first phase. So yeah, I think that's where we see the change now.
Yeah, and now honestly, like I want to ask Ben things like we see a lot of Kimi, but is there a reason why Kimi hasn't been super dominant? Why hasn't Kimi won every single game?
Because of the strong laning pace. But if you don't have composition for Kimi, you need to give Kimi the space for lane. But if your side lane get crashed and Kimi also crash because XP lane going to mid, then they gank.
Yeah, Ben thinks you talked to Wolf about this in a recent episode, in a recent discussion of the HG podcast. Peel. Kimi needs peel. And in game 1 and 2, when they force Kimi, there's no peel. She can't protect herself. Maybe that's why. So there's two things now going against the Kimi in the draft for Aurora that they have to address now.
Yeah, and now for you folks at home, make sure you guys grab the MSC chest real quick because, again, we're almost done. This Saturday is going to be the grand finals, and it's only 20 diamonds. Support the teams that are still here. Wow, they're still here. Today we're going to see 2 teams get eliminated. So, again, your chance is about to run out, so grab them quick.
Make it fast, make it real.
Make it fast, make it real.
Returning back to our discussion about the conversation that we got about mid lane. So, what do you think, guys, would be better for Rose? Because he said he got a really huge pull, but we see only Kimi, and before Selena. So, what do you think?
Like Valentina, Rosa know as a Valen user, right? And then I think they need to give up Kimi or else they play Kimi as a carry of the team.
And again, when you pick Kimi, you're forced to make TNZ play something else. Or the rest of the map. Again, you talked about how XP attacks the Kimi and then it changes everything. So, yeah, maybe lay off the Kimi first. Anything but.
Is that the reason why they early picked the Paquito to make sure that they have a winning lane? Like, it kind of feels like Bentis have been saying, like, yes, you pick the Kimi, he's a strong hero, but everyone else has to work. You have to win your lane. The jungle has to peel for you. So, you know, I think I agree. Maybe stop the Kimi because you're forcing the other lanes into uncomfortable situations.
First of all, I think they made another task for Lunar. They just said, go proxy, go skip the lanes. Bro, do everything you can just to so we can win this trio. And it was actually not the best decision. So maybe they need to adjust and to start thinking about not making Tinzi to adapt for the mid lane, but Rosa to adapt for the Tinzi picks.
Yep, and now we're jumping straight into draft here. Aurora first pick, Team Liquid second pick. They're already done with the bans here, folks. Aurora banned out the 1-1, the Jushin, as well as the Lancelot. Team Liquid still stopping that Selena from going through the Fanny, as well as the Yi Sun-shin. The Baxia is open still. Will they go for that again? Or they go for something else? Looks like they still want to pick up that Baxia.
And we don't know where it's going. We don't know.
Always a question mark.
That's a pro and a con, but I think in Aurora's case, it's good that from Blue they're controlling. Team Liquid, Sir Ben, do you think they just go ahead and play the same, like CC, Granger?
Yeah, same, but because it's already working. I think they pick Farsa here in 2 picks to deny the mage.
So about the Farsa, I think Team Liquid can lock it right now, right here. Don't let Rosa to feel free. Yeah, that's what's happening right now. And
that's why he's on the desk.
Kalia.
That's why he's here.
Yeah, that's why. That's the reason.
Yep, and now picking the Gatakacha, the counter towards the Farsa as well. Good job, Ben. It's almost like he's good at a game or something.
Yeah, it's like he was. It's like he could play pro.
Yeah, maybe. You could try if you want. You know.
Maybe even coach.
Yeah. So now looking at Aurora, I feel like we've gone to the consensus that we don't want the Kimi here. Like, what other options? Heck, honestly, even for me, I don't want the mid now. Just wait later.
Yeah. Or, Sir Ben, is it worth it to Zetian to counter the Farsa?
Yeah, maybe Valencia.
Dude,
Granger.
the game hasn't even started and he knows.
Okay. He's so good. He's so good, guys. perfect predictions.
And then the Lapu-Lapu, which is a stable XP laner. So it doesn't matter what Liquid plays. Like, you just hunker down. So this is the opposite of what Lunar was doing in Game 2.
So now Team Liquid, they already have a pretty solid opening here. The real question is, do they want to prioritize the jungler or the gold laner? And it looks like they're going to be looking at the EXP, picking up the CC, which again is pretty good going up against the Boxia.
You cannot.
Yes, and again, the composition. Gatot plus CC and a good laning versus Lapu-Lapu. Super amazing picks from Team Liquid and Aim and Ban. Again, what's happening again? Again, we are working to make TNZ uncomfortable.
It's impossible for TNZ to play the game he wants. Again, we were saying how in the first phase he should do it, but it looks like he'll end up with a Baksha again. And then
I kind of don't like that.
Experience the euphemism.
we addressed half of the problem, Sir Ben. We addressed the Farsa situation, the Valentina in Rose's hands, but where does TNZ go from here? Does he just pick the Baksha? Does he live with it?
I just hope he doesn't pick up the Gusion.
Yeah, maybe, but he also have like a Lamort if they want to pick something damage from Tensi.
Or a Gwyn?
A Gwyn, yeah. Good pick for Barca.
Okay, this time they ban out the Kalia though, so the Hayabusa is open, but hey, maybe they could pick it up.
Haya Red 4.
Yeah, possible.
It's a good possibility, but also I liked the things about the Gwyn. Again, you got a lot of CC, but and also you got damage. You also got already got the Valentina. You already got the Lapu-Lapu, and you can engage in the backline.
Yep, you can chain CC from out of nowhere. Sir Ben, do you like the Gusion? Alright, do you like the Guinevere? You don't like the Gusion. What about the Guinevere?
Guinevere or Leo, but they need to ban Harit for Oheb or else.
Your team is ticking.
They didn't. They ran into the Red 4 Haya.
I like this Haya ban because now it's basically asking both junglers like, okay, now what's up? Like, I don't know. I really want to see Aurora with something damage-oriented for TNZ because the best game that Aurora has is that, yes, they have the Selena, but it's really about making it so that the jungler moves faster, right? Get your buffs very fast, go towards the enemy's jungle, and then get something out of that. So, I don't know. I feel like the knockout stage, Aurora is not playing their own speed. It's like they're slowing things down for themselves.
I got a crazy idea. What do you think if they take, Aurora can take the Badang and then they gonna lock Harith? A lot of crowd control. I'll explain. A lot of crowd control. You can go on the back lane, easy jumps for the Harith, and a lot of protection.
That's what Ben Things was talking about, stealing away the Harith.
Yeah, containing his.
But they pick Brethren. Maybe they pick Moscow from side of Aurora to...
Yeah, one of Sigibon's best hero as well. Like, no matter how bad the game looks, he will be able to do something. But now it looks like they're picking up the Matilda and the Ixia.
Yeah, we saw this in the group stage.
We saw this in the group stage. It looked pretty good. Can it work here, though?
Overall, it's a good composition, but not versus the CC and Gatot Kacha. I think they can go to the backline. Yes, you got Matilda that can save Ixia, but still a lot of questions. But overall, the comp, I liked it.
Sir Ben, what does Oe play?
Harit, or we want to see a new hero, Claude. Harit or Claude. Maybe.
Like at this point, just pick something new. Hey, we haven't seen, I don't know, Carry for a while, whatever, right?
Let's go.
And it looks like they're going to be picking up the Iritel. So, looks like same old, same old. So, before we throw it to the caster, Ben Things, what do you think about the draft for Aurora as well as Team Liquid?
I think Aurora are getting a good draft because no one, only Iritel go for the backline. But they have Matilda to sustain the damage of Iritel. I think it's a good match.
It's a good, yeah. Thank you very much, Ben. Thank you very much to our analysts. This is Aurora's last chance to extend the series and the final chance for Team Liquid just to end it out here. Thank you very much, analysts. Now we're going to throw it over to Trex and Mirko.
We are back for possibly the final match of Aurora Gaming. Mirko, what are the odds here?
Hey, the odds are looking pretty good for TLPH to end it right here, right now, because Aurora have gone for a desperate draft, I would say. This is in there when it comes to pocket strats.
I mean, definitely some pocket strats. The Ixia, the Matilda. It's definitely a throwback, and Team Liquid stands at match point to get out of the quarterfinals and move on to the semis. Aurora, so many times in MSC, just unable to break this top 8 curse, man. Can they do something here? It's definitely going to be tough. They're putting it all on the lines.
Yep.
The Ixia did work out well for them previously. Is it going to work out against a team like Team Liquid, though? It's going to be tough. Aurora already taking an aggressive stance like what we saw last time, or at least in Game 1.
Yeah. It was against a similar composition. Sanji with a cheeky steal. He's waiting in the bush now. Wins out the trade against Rosa, too. All right, now the big question for me isn't really if Aurora can pull it off. It's, are they tilted? Game 1, Game 2 was such a big stomp from Team Liquid that morale might just be at an all-time low for them.
I feel like Aurora Gaming is a team that can maybe, you know, put that aside, come into this game strong. It's not only if they're tilted, it's, is Team Liquid going to let it happen? Because right now, Team Liquid isn't making any mistakes, right? They are just playing clean. They are playing their game, and Aurora is going to have to just straight up beat them. It's going to be tough overall on the map. A little bit of action in the mid trades.
Yep, back and forth. A lot of damage over to Apex 47. JP pops in skill 1. Sanji gets a kill with lethal ignition. Up top, it's a 1v1. Oheb winning it out. Sustained battle. Siggy Boom coming in as well. Oheb popping the sprint in. This isn't really what you want, right? Like the Ixia, you want Ixia to be winning in lane. You want, that's going to be the dive from Rosa over. So at least there you go. That's what we were talking about. Good gank over from Aurora.
Very well done onto the gold lane as well. This is something that Aurora Gaming hasn't had an advantage on in the gold lane in the past 2 games. If they can get Siggy Boom to a nice spot, it'll be good for them.
TNZ walking up. That's going to be Carl again winning out the retreat battle. TNZ a bit too early, but has the anti-regen place on JP. Revitalize won't help him too much. Aurora finally in the lead. Take a look at Sanji, who's still waiting in the bush up top. I think he used the Feather Airstrike earlier to get Siggy Boom that low.
I mean, I will say this time Aurora Gaming is coming in strong, taking the lead in the gold lane. They do lose Turtle, taking out JP though. This is the best we've seen them so far.
This could be a solo kill. Sanji's going for it. Siggy Boom will get away. Pops into full barrage, getting a bit more sustain. But this time, it's still TL. It's a 2-1 lead to Aurora. The Turtle, the individual laning, bottom lane might just be a solo here. Sanford popping in the Vengeance. Bravest Fighter used by Lunar. It's going to be a close one here. Sanford just kiting around. Won't be a kill in the end. And TNZ just goes back on JP. Shield Unity, Chain CC, and AOG to respect it all.
I got to say though, Aurora Gaming, there's a couple plays here, even with that last one, with the barrage up top. I think a game or 2 ago, Aurora Gaming would have fully committed, taken the guiding wins and tried to get the kill, but they're playing a bit more patience. They know what is on the line here. They know the only way to move forward is winning 3 games in a row, and that has to start right here.
They got to start winning Turtles, because TL are just going to balloon up. The snowball is going to get scary for them. And yes, Team Liquid technically don't have any dive aside from the Iritha, like Bentings mentioned, but they do have an artillery nuke in the Farsa. Sanji's gone quite a big lead at the start of the game. Again, first blood over. They got the Lethal Wanderer, and if it continues with Turtles, I'm expecting Sanji to get rid of Siggy Boom before he can even pop in full barrage.
I mean, I don't know. I think we also need to see one of the things we've lacked to see a few times. Lunar on the Slapu, he's one of the answers to this Farza, right? And he needs to be involved in these fights, I think, earlier on. And Sanford knows that, listen, my 4 guys can handle your 4 guys. As long as I keep you down here, we are winning. And Lunar might just have to give up lane just to get involved, but even here, he's unable to look at the bot lane. It's a problem. Sanford has him in check nonstop.
Yeah. Can't go away. Carl TZ holding onto the Turtle. Feather Airstrike going to be popped in. Rosa go for the cancel here. It will be the cancel over to Sanji now as JP gets the AOG. Locks him down. Rosa still in the back. Stealing the heavy crossbow. Sanji flicker forward. Siggy Boom getting the kill back. Rosa still running away. Oh, head with the chase down. Rosa gets out in the end. Siggy Boom waiting in the bush. Putting out the damage down. But Carl TZ's right there. Good flicker out from the taunt. And it will be just yet another trade. A kill on JP for Team Liquid. Turtle.
I don't think Carl Teasy has missed a single turtle in the past 3 games. He's 8-0 right now in terms of turtles. This guy is a monster, especially on the Fredrin. A little bit of action up top and in the mid side.
Full barrage with the circling eagle in the mid lane. A solo kill. Sanji getting the pick off onto Rosa. TNZ looking for the pick. Won't be able to land that second skill.
Siggy Boom hit him with the skirt. He hit him with the drive-by. He hit him with the hit and run. Pulled up shooting. Very well done. But the thing is kills just aren't going to win the game. It's a great start. They're staying in this. But as you said before, Team Liquid still getting all the neutral objectives.
You have to take a look at the mid lane again, because Sanji on the Farsa might just be the main win con in this game with Sanford in the XP. We haven't seen him active around the map just because, like Trex mentioned earlier, it does value the team more for Sanford to stay in XP, holding Lunar down. That's one of the big angles that Aurora could utilize to actually win turtle fights, to have that AoE, someone who can dive into Sanji with no one being able to peel for him, because it's anti-CC with the Bravest Fighter.
Speaking of, we finally see Lunar come up a little bit. He is going to go back to lane up on the top side. Apex 47 keeping tabs on Team Liquid here. But this is the best we've seen Aurora Gaming in all 3 games so far. Yes, Team Liquid still has a lead in gold. Their lane is clean. Their neutral objective taking is clean. But Aurora Gaming, this is a stalemate game right here. And the moment that Lunar can get involved, it could maybe tilt into the hands of Aurora.
A whole lot of damage there. Was that really just Irithel combo that got Apex that low? Hey, that's a lot of damage.
That's big damn, as Nice who likes to say.
Yeah. Half HP off of Lunar, 2 from Sanji, now with the poke as well. TNZ popping in the shield unity as Sanford pops in the curtain call. It's going to be all in over to Sanford.
Whoa.
Has the vengeance, pops it into the backline. Lunar pops in the Bravest Fighter. Doesn't get the sun. Sanji just kiting away now, able to escape for a bit. But the Bravest Fighter with a few of those glooms from Apex gets the job done. Rosa still kiting away against JP, canceling out the AOG, but he still gets it down, and Lunar was isolated. Full barrage, they kite away against it. A guiding win to save Siggy Boom. But it's a 2-for-1 trade in favor of Team Liquid.
Looking like they might even try. Aurora Gaming, though, still hanging out here. Might be able to defend this tower. They're in a bad spot.
Energy eruption onto 2 with a curtain call.
Rosa.
2, it's the full kite away. Carl with the Appraiser's Rat. Rosa stole away. The heavy crossbow just needs 1 shot, but Carl stays alive, and Sanford gets a triple kill.
40, the kid, the young goat as well. Hanging on by a sliver, non-stop. Aurora Gaming try to push Team Liquid to their limits, but right now they are limitless. And even in that fight, taking a look at the replay, Lunar finally does his job. He's involved in the fight. He's able to zone away Sanji, even get the kill, which is huge. But once Aurora Gaming gets split up like that, they focus down on the JP, and he's like, listen, I got the AOG at any time necessary.
Man, the fact that they tried to clear bot instead of just giving it shows you just, I think, the experience gap here. Liquid knew that they were going to do that too. Well, I think Liquid, they just wanted to get a turret, but they saw 2 extra bonuses down below. Became a buy 1, get 2 free special for them. Actually, just buy 1, get 1.
In it, you know what I'm saying? They got the whole package. Exactly.
It's a happy meal.
Happy meal for sure. Team Liquid is happy, and what was looking like a very close game is now tilted into 3.5k gold lead. Ixia was ahead in gold for a minute there, now has fallen behind. Taking a look at the junglers as well. Carl Teasy starting to escape with a lead. Anti-Karasin, Radiant armor in. That's a tanky, beefy boy already at 8 to 9 minutes.
That's a lot of words, man. Tanky, beefy boy. TBB.
Stout.
And Sanford is just taking turrets for free in the side lanes, dude. Oh, Apex read out for their airstrike. More like a nuke on the hands of Sanji yet again. A stolen one with AOG cancels it out, and Oheb should be able to go for the steal. Oh no, Tienzi actually used a red tree. Sanji caught again, has the wing by wings, and he gets away, flies out from the sword of Lunar. A chain CC over to Lunar now with full barrage coming in, but TLPH could just run around Sanford. He's just tanking everything. Lunar barely able to survive that bonk from Carl Teasy. It was a long battle for Tier 1, and ultimately TL gets it done.
Carl Teasy, fearless in the face of a full barrage.
He just took it.
So he did just take it to the face, unfazed. And then Sanji, I mean, Lunar pulled out every trick in the book.
Everything.
Used the flicker and all, missed. We're talking by a frame or 2. This is why Team Liquid is, I mean, and we saw it before, they were almost impossible to touch, even when they had the Matilda. And even here without that, the wings by wings, everything they do, every small movement has just been on point. Aurora Gaming Once again, not as bad as the last 2 games, but they still got to find an answer.
Man. TL are putting Aurora in the spot. They're forced to make the desperate plays here. But the airstrike coming down. Apex getting low. Lunar too. Dude, isn't Lunar like a tanky person now? Like what? One feathered airstrike, he's already taken so low.
Yeah, and at first I thought maybe that feathered airstrike was too early, but with the amount of damage it's already doing, it works very well.
Look at the zone as well from Sanford. JP looking for the taunt. Won't be able to go for it, but should be a free one here. Tienzi popping into Poissons already. Wait, I'm not sure about the circling eagle. Sanji walks away, or sorry, flies away with the wings by wings. And again, Aurora are just left with nothing. They couldn't trade. They couldn't even get a tier 1 down below.
And that's where I think some of those small mistakes are coming in. Like maybe they shouldn't have even tried to go for the steal there. Maybe look for some map control elsewhere. Look to slow down the push that no matter what is going to come at you here. They are still yet to take a single tower. Team Liquid with the chokehold, ready to make Aurora Gaming go night-night.
Uh-oh. Shouldn't be a possible kill angle here. Lunar shows up. Carl Teasy again, 2 levels ahead. Steadily across the board, ladies and gentlemen. Carl has just been dominating this jungle matchup. Takes it away too. Doesn't even give TNT an opportunity to go for the retribution. The curtain call from Sanford, doing a whole lot of damage over to TNT. Another eruption to lock him down. Lunar forced to dash away to safety, and it will be a free tier 2 as they set up for it. But the airstrike battle, Rosa dodging away. But that's a big resource spent now for Aurora. They're going to have to deal with the Lord without the feather airstrike steal. Tienzi, I don't know if you want to go on Sanford, man.
Yeah, it's not the one at this point. They do melt down the Lord, though, which is huge. I mean, they don't lose any inhibitors. At the 12-minute mark, Team Liquid not done yet, though. They're going to try to keep pushing in here.
JP looking for an angle again. The circling eagle will cancel out. Oh, full dive on Apex. Almost a kill. Sanji. Wings by wings, conceal play already. Feather airstrike, knock him down with full barrage. Oh! Locks him down, Siggy Boom. Lunar getting an amazing angle now. Lunar trying to lock him down, but TL get away. And they get a free turret with minions.
I mean, Aurora Gaming does at least get Sanji. It's something in the midst of it all. They're passing the minute mark of how their past 2 games went. So we're in uncharted territory. Rosa, though.
What? That's an unfortunate Kumar moment right there. Oh, we're just waiting. Nuked him down. Now go for Siggy Boom. Has a sprint too. It's done over, but he's just too fast. Tienzi goes for the shield unity. A good taunt over for Carl Teasy. Cancels out the shield unity. Circling eagle to the back line now. It's going to be stun as well. Lunar picks up a kill. Carl Teasy next to the chopping block with Sanford looking for the plank again. Appraiser Sprat locking Siggy Boom down, forcing him away. And it will not be a full capitalization by Aurora.
You know, I will say that this, as the saying goes sometimes, when you're this far behind, a trade is a good trade. Aurora Gaming does at least any trade is a good trade at this point. Aurora Gaming not only gets any trade, they're able to take out Oheb and they're able to take out Sanji, the 2 major damage dealers, and this puts them in a decent position. Yes, they lose 2 inhibitors. It's going to make this very tough, especially since they like to play the style of being grouped up. They need to send someone down to control this long lane, because if they don't, this Lord's going to be even harder. If they even want to try to contest it, there's still a lot of boxes to check for Aurora, but they're not dead yet.
They're not. Usually, I mean, I still agree with you, but usually when you get these carries, you get bounties. They did. Sanji didn't have a bounty. Oheb's 1 in 3 before he died earlier. Now was 1 in 4. The bounty is on Sanford. So 7,000 gold lead was kind of built around objectives. The comeback, the way you can come back usually is through bounties because enemy teams stomp at you through team fights. But TL have played such a good game in both team fighting and objective control to a point where they can afford to lose their carry sometimes and be like, all right, we got a baser. That's actually value for us. You don't get gold. We get a permanent structure taken down, a permanent wave pushing into you, and Carl can just do this. He's already won all the retry battles in 50-50s. Now, especially with this JP! With the AOG! Locks 3 down. The feather airstrike comes in, and Oheb just cleaning up. Now, it's a full lock over. Sanji with flicker out. Full barrage gets 1 at least. What a set from a Gatotkacha.
Oh, feathered airstrike does come down. Team Liquid backs off. 2 for 1. Lord coming soon. Aurora Gaming. It's like we just want vision on the Lord. We just wanted vision. We weren't going to try to take it.
Yeah, you asked for vision, you get shot, bro.
Oh.
Hey, JP, calm down.
calm down, bro. Just relax, all right? Relax, guy. At this point, Team Liquid might be able to end this here.
Oh, man. Aurora holding it down. Again, TNZ with a shield immunity canceled out by Carl TZ. It'll be the curtain call as well. Sanford caught low, full barrage again with a flicker forward. Doesn't get a kill. Carl goes in for the Appraiser's Wrath. I thought that could have been massive. Could have maybe taken down some of the carries. But Aurora hold again. But still, there are no shutdowns.
I gotta give, I mean, even with no shutdowns, I gotta give it up to Siggy Boom right now, man. The full barrage is starting to output. It is starting to put up the damage. Watch it pop up here in a second. All it takes is one of those hits. Down goes, I mean, everyone has to run. If any of them would have been in that range just a second longer, we're talking full team wipe potential at this point.
Look at that.
So yeah, Team Liquid does have to be careful, and I think that's why we're seeing them play this a bit more patient. Oh, the famous Chantel.
Hey, you know when she's in the building, you usually see full 5 games.
Even when she's not casting.
Hey, so that might, TLPH fans, if this is ultimately a comeback from Aurora, you blame that woman right there.
It is definitely her fault.
It's her fault. It's not JP's fault. It's her fault.
It's never
Chantel's
JP's fault. Unless they win.
Oh, then it's JP's fault.
All right, coming back into here, Aurora Gaming. They want to hang out up in this purple buff. They want to try to keep vision, try to maybe find some control. But once again, if they stay grouped up like this, they're going to constantly have that bottom lane pushing in. They're going to have to give up this orange buff. What is the answer? Who do they send down to control? Or do they keep on playing the passive, we let you come to us and try to get that big counterplay, right?
Seems like that's what they can
answer.
do. Like, that's all.
Come to the full barrage, and hopefully we get a team wipe next time the Lord's coming.
Thing is, even if they try to go for the contest onto the Lord, Team Liquid have so many more angles to win. Like, they can attack from different angles, just attack that Ixia. Obviously, way easier said than done. But even if TLPH don't go for the team fight, they could just be like, all right, we'll just wait. We have a wave down below. You want to contest the Lord? We'll hold it. We'll reset it. You have to go back to base. One of these times, we'll just get a Lord for free. And that's the forced error of Team Liquid. Like, they take risks up to a point where they don't need to anymore, and then they just take you down.
Siggy Boom did just lock in Rose Gold. He's got Rose Gold out. I think at this point that should be last item. So there is some opportunity here. We're closing in on that end game status of everyone getting maxed out on items. Aurora Gaming starting to finally output some damage. Look at it on to Carl TZ.
Wow, I thought they would have actually just gone into Carl, but I guess they had to respect the possible AOG coming down as a re-engage tool. So they decided not to.
Hey, but Aurora Gaming got, nope, I don't think they got that purple actually. Did they get the purple? Did Oheb steal it?
Could have been Oheb. Retry down for Carl.
Non-stop. 12 seconds. I mean, does Aurora Gaming, all right, let's take a look at this. I want to see who's maxed out.
Or they defend. Like, they just fight for Lord or they defend.
I think they can, I mean, I think the problem is that long lane, right? I think they could fight for it if they didn't have 0 inhibitors. But at this point, the map control is just too much from Team Liquid.
Oh, seems like they want to go for the fight. TNZ already in first. Gonna be chasing CC. Lunar goes in for the stun. Won't be able to do so. Rosa with the AOG too. They really committed on that engage, and Carl just going for the back line now with the help. Oh, the feathered airstrike. Appraiser's Wrath dodged away from the AOG again from JP. Locks Siggy Boom down. Carl gets the shutdown, and TNZ is left rolling all alone. Aurora, their last legs in this tournament taken down slowly but surely. Liquid have their sights on semifinals, and they want to get a winter crown. Desperate from Apex 47. It is the end of the road for Aurora. The Cavalry move on to the semifinals.